Welcome back. Financial headlines continue to grab our attention these days, from interest rates to inflation to speculation of a recession. It's really hard to escape the stories impacting our money. So joining us right now, local financial professional John Vandergriff from Blue Ridge Wealth Planners with some tips to navigate current financial events as well as look ahead of the rest of 2022. So first of all, the major impacts, John, that we've seen on our finances here to start, and we're still early in the year, but to start 2022.
Yeah, we've had a lot go on this year.
Yeah.
And so today even, interest rates rose again. The Fed announced a half a point increase. That's been a story that's had effects both on borrowing money, but also the money that you're wanting to keep conservative in your retirement accounts, those bond positions, lose money when we have a rise in interest rates. So that traditionally safe area has had a lot of volatility this year, not to mention the market volatility that we'll talk about in just a second. So we've got to make sure that we pay attention to that. Also, record inflation. The report that came out in March, 8.5% higher than the year before. We've all seen that. You've almost had to live under a rock to not pay attention to an increase in prices. But then the market volatility, what's happening right now with all the uncertainty that we're seeing, whether it's geopolitical things with Russia, Ukraine, obviously the uncertainty of raising interest rates and the economic impacts of that, it's really caused stocks and bonds to lose money, and they're almost trying to outpace each other, which creates a lot of angst for people that are saving and looking at those statements right now, even though, as you said, in a very early time in the year.
Yeah, it's almost you don't even want to look at the statement at times, right? But you're better off not looking at it sometimes. So what do we need to be watching, though? Like you said, there's certain things we need to keep an eye on as we move ahead for the rest of this year.
So a couple of things that are more under the radar. So student loan payments have been on a freeze. That's set to expire at the end of August. So being sure that if you are in that position, go ahead and get back into the routine of paying those things off. But then the other one is future retirement situations are going to be changing potentially. I remember at the beginning of 2020, the Secure Act was passed, and I said, oh, this is going to be the major financial story of 2020, and boy, was I wrong. So, you know, it shows how future predictions can be at best hazy. And so Secure Act 2.0 is on the docket. It's not been passed yet, but that will have impacts to both retirement contributions and retirement withdrawals. So we need to pay attention to those two things.
And then real quick, as far as a recession, what are you thinking here? What do you
so it's a loaded question.
I know. Look at the crystal ball here.
Recession is defined as two negative economic quarters back to back. It doesn't say how much. So even if it's negative by 0.5% each one, that's technically a recession. So with what's happening with interest rates, a lot of economists are trying to look at that and see, is that going to happen too fast, cause the economy to slow down too much, and then lead into a recession? The thing that we have to look at is make sure that we are taking control of the things that we can control. You can't control what the Fed's doing, but you can control how you position yourself to respond.
That's a good point. Good point to bring up. And I know you'll be keeping us up to date as we'll keep bringing you back each
that's the goal.
Each week to kind of talk about what's going on. We'll stay tuned right here. We'll let you know exactly what is happening. Lori, back over to you.